What is up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 25. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And we're here in week 12 of our summer anime season of 2020. And like always, be sure to check us out on Spotify and iTunes if you just want to simply hear the audio version. And if not, and just want to check out the video version, then of course, you're here on YouTube already, so there you go. And of course, I want to also mention that we got Great Pretender back on the list because Netflix has finally released the rest of the episodes, so we're going to be tackling this on a weekly basis.
Yes.
And of course, we're going to, picking off from where we left off last, is episode 15 of Great Pretender.
Yes.
And the series starts off with a little bit of a recap. We get to see kind of what our lead Makoto has gone through over the past 14 episodes. So that's really, really cool.
Yes, it's a good recap of where we left off because it was a bit of a hiatus for a bit, and so it was a good refresher. And like if you haven't seen Great Pretender yet and you're listening to this right now, I highly recommend watching the first story arcs. Very great, very good character development and story. And once you do that, you can go back here.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a treat. And honestly, I haven't realized how much I missed the anime until literally this week. Cause oh my goodness, it's like a friend has it's like a long lost friend has come back.
Exactly, because like right when it start off, the animations of the colors of the backgrounds,
the character designs, everying.
Yeah, man,
so they all pop.
Great refresher. But we start off with Makoto, saying his piece with his mom, and he's again, of course, Makoto trying to live the straight life again,
the honest life. And if you guys noticed with each of the arcs that we've experienced, each one dedicates themselves to a specific character. With the first arc, it was mostly Makoto. The second arc was Abby. The third was Cynthia, and of course now with the fourth arc is now mostly focused on Laurent. Yes. And that's how you pronounce the name, by the way. Given the English dub has come out, so yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. The English dub calls him Laurent because he's French.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, you can still call him Laurent, but
Yeah, and speaking of him, they give us a little quick flashback of him and I guess a lover.
Yeah.
They were on a trip and very beautiful.
In the snowy mountains.
Yeah, the snowy mountains and the beautiful light show kind of thing with the rainbows.
Aurora Borealis?
Yes. Thank you. I didn't know what it was called. But that quickly turns off when he go back to reality because it was just a dream.
Yeah. He had a fun time with that dream too.
But yeah, that's when the whole gang's in the little private island, and Makoto tries to put a joke on them.
You got me.
Pretending to be dead, and obviously these cons have been through a lot, so that doesn't even faze them for a bit.
No. But that was supposed to be a metaphor that he once again wants to leave the life, and Laurent gives him a farewell. It's like, hey, whatever you do, make sure you follow your heart and all that good stuff.
Yeah, don't let opportunity pass you by.
But I mean, at this point, we kind of already figured what's to come. It's like this is a new arc.
It's crazy how it leads us to that, because the whole the rest after that it gets dark.
It does, yeah, it does. So basically, Makoto gets a new job. And I was waiting.
He thought it was like a regular job.
It was a regular trade job, and I think
for me the thing that was really awkward is the whole he's been a Jones stuff.
Yes,
I was wait,
and they just brushed that off.
Yeah, brushed it off. He was okay with it.
He was off, and he just says, "Hey, make sure you don't go to jail again." And it's weird because especially in Japan, they take your criminal record and stuff really seriously. If you have a criminal record, then you're basically screwed. Yeah. You can't get a job anywhere.
You're blacklisted.
Yeah. So the fact that this guy kind of accepted him so easily was just kind of a bad sign.
That should have been red flags right away.
Oh, we got red flags.
But so Makoto's loving his new job and stuff. And they finally the boss shows up, and she's tough tough as nails, kind of super respect for her.
Quite a looker for her age.
Yes.
That's just me, but.
And she acknowledges him, and then he's finally officially a part of a member of this company that he's working with. But after all that, it turns super south real quick for Makoto.
I think the biggest tell is the fact that it cuts to us being in Vietnam.
Yes.
In these rural villages.
Yeah, like
with these orphan kids, and they said, "Okay, load them onto the truck."
Yes, as now we reveal that Makoto's involved in human trafficking.
Straight up human trafficking, yeah. And of course, this does not settle well with Makoto. Literally at the checkpoint, he's literally trying to signal to the checkpoint guards, like, "Hey, something in right here."
Something's in the trunk.
But his boss manages to kind of like weasel in, just
because the guy who he was talking to was also in it.
Yeah.
Everyone's in this.
All of his quote unquote coworkers and his bosses, supervisors are all part of this.
Yeah,
it's all just a shady thing. And as he's like in the hotel room, he figures out that, wait a minute, all of this is just a tell for this company. And he calls Laurent and he mentions like, "Hey, what did you set me up with here?"
Hey man, I thought you were like your new underground mafia boss. This is what you want, right?
Oh god.
And that's when Makoto put two and two. Is like, what do you want me to do for you this time?
Yeah.
But that's when they show Laurent.
Yeah.
Laurent and Abby. They're like in a little airstrip, and they're off to the next adventure.
Yep.
And that's where it ends, right?
That's where it ends, yeah. And I'm just thinking, man, like, this is like one of those anime that you just kind of like want to keep going and everything.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I'm glad that it's on Netflix because it does have that addiction of a factor. Like, oh, you just want to keep going. For sure,
yeah. It's Japan 6 2020.
Yes,
thing, yeah.
Exactly, the same effect. And this one having like very story arcs. Like, you could watch one story arc and then continue on.
Basically, yes. And yeah. Super looking forward to the next episode.
Yes, super fascinating. And on to the next animes. We have Dragon Dogma, also another Netflix show. Episode 2 this time. And I noticed as well when I was reviewing the episodes, each episode represents a deadly sin.
Yes.
So last episode was the episode of Wrath, which indicated
Ethan's loss of everything.
Yes, the dragon destroying everything.
Yeah.
And this second episode is called Gluttony, and you'll get to see why it's called that. But we get introduced to the girl, which is
the pawn.
The pawn, which kind of brands Ethan, because since
it revives him.
Yeah, because he has a giant hole in his chest.
No, yeah, we find out how he gets revived. Yeah, because he's technically died.
Yeah, he loses his heart, but the pawn like was able to heal him, resurrect him, and then like kind of close the wound on his chest, and then carry him back to his old home in the bed, so that way he can kind of rest up and everything.
Yeah, so. Now that he's like, oh, okay, and he's like, oh my god, my wife, my town, damn you, dragon.
Yeah, he basically became Ryo Hazuki, and wants to exact revenge on his family's murder.
Yeah, and even when he's like shouting out and stuff, the dragon himself clowns on him. He calls him out, and he's like, hey man, if you want your vengeance,
I'm right here. I'm in my lair.
I'm in my lair, so
call me.
Showdown if you want
Come and get me.
Yeah, basically.
And that's where now our adventure begins.
The hero's journey.
Yes. And Ethan and the pawn go on this journey. And at first he didn't know what to call the pawn. Yeah. Because they have no names.
Yeah, pawns don't have names. They don't have any kind of personality to speak of. All they are is just basically a human meat shield in a sense.
A guardian.
A very powerful guardian.
Like, they're literally like the Secret Service that'll like literally jump for a bullet. Like, watch out, Mr. President! Except they won't shout it. They'll be like, watch out, Mr. President.
But yeah, Ethan finds it weird that she has no name. So he gives her his mother's name.
And it sucks too, because like he was literally planning out a name for like the baby, and like if it was a girl, he would have named her Hana.
Hana, yes.
And that's the name that our pawn is given, Hana.
Yes, so there's that, and they're just trying to survive, camping and all that stuff, and then they encounter a freaking Cyclops.
Yep.
And, Cyclops and a chained up girl.
Which looked like a sacrifice.
Yep.
So Ethan, being our hero, tries to save her from the Cyclops' harm.
Yeah, he succeeds, but of course didn't get to take down the Cyclops.
No, our priority was to save the girl,
yes.
the little girl, and they do that, and then obviously she was hungry because she was chained up for God knows how long.
It's really funny because Omar mentioned that like so Ethan was able to hunt down basically like a family of rabbits.
Oh, before?
Oh yeah.
Before, yeah. And Hannah the pawn said like she doesn't need any food, so Omar was like, man, what's gonna happen with all this extra rabbit meat? Thankfully, because once they saved the girl, she got to have her own portion, and on top of that, when they took her back to the village, the family was also able to get in on some of that extra rabbit meat too.
Because there was three henchmen guys came in. They're like, we wanted this girl sacrificed or something.
Yeah, to offer the Cyclops not to show.
You have a sacrifice, and you guys were it, so. And
then they're like, oh, you guys got to give us something, for not getting her sacrificed or something.
Not doing the deal.
You didn't have her sacrificed, but we're gonna sacrifice her sack.
Dumb.
So they took their food.
Yeah,
and then
in the sack.
Yes. So then that's when he popped out the other.
Yeah, his other rabbit meat. Yeah. Obviously shared.
And this is all metaphor, mind you.
Yeah.
Of this, the rabbit feet. The rabbit food, and the girl eating, and the family getting to eat, and then like they also showed the one of the siblings say like, oh, they want extra portion. Yeah, this all plays into the metaphor that will be important later on in the episode.
Yes, and with that, they decided to go meet with this ruler.
Storm the castle.
Yes, to like say, hey, what's your beef, bro? and you just see this man's big table full of like extravagant food.
Last Supper, right?
Yeah, like eating a giant turkey leg and stuff, and he's just a fat ruler, like saying, hey man, I rule this place and I'm doing what I gotta do, So he just tells them, if you think you're all bad and stuff, why don't you go kill the Cyclops? And Ethan's like, you know what? I will. That's a good idea. And then, he goes on to face the Cyclops, fully equipped, ready to go with the pawn as well. And at first,
No, prior to that, he was laughing at him like, he's not going to defeat him. But then you notice once his laughter became serious after that, it was like,
it was such a weird 180 turn when he did that. And I think I kind of figured the reason why that is because since, it'll be explained later on that they're going to be involved later.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I felt like, I feel like he's going to get involved, later on, that feeling of like how all of a sudden you just 180'd this. Yep. I was like, for sure he's gonna do something.
Yes, and as my co-host has revealed, these rulers and these hooligans are controlling the Cyclops.
It was the mayor and his goons all along.
Yes,
they were the ones controlling the Cyclops,
controlling the system
with a whip,
with nothing but a whip.
One single whip.
One guy and his whip was controlling everything. As soon as like the fight ensues and the dude gets shot in the leg with an arrow, the control on this mighty beast wears off and it rampages all over and starts eating the goons.
Yeah, killing everyone.
Yeah.
I like the fighting in the show. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. The fighting in the show is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty spectacular.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Especially when like Ethan gets the final blow on Cyclops.
I like when Hannah uses her bow as a blade.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
She literally catches one of the dude's arms and like just slices the arm. Yeah.
That was actually pretty cool. I never seen someone use that kind of tactic on the bow. But
cool. The mighty beast has fallen.
She's pretty strong. Like a guardian,
Yeah.
Pretty powerful moves.
Yeah. So we could trust her with Ethan.
And it was cool when she ends up. This is later on in the fight when Ethan wants to strike the
final blow.
The final blow. That's when our Hannah uses her power to like power up the sword itself.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That's true. Yeah, that was good eye.
That was cool.
Yeah. Combos.
Yes, combos with this two team. And yes, Ethan kills the final blow by, as you guessed it, on the eye of the Cyclops.
Yes, I was literally like, as the fight was going on, I was literally like, hey, shoot for the eye, aim for the eye. But yeah, they were waiting for that final blow for that.
And since the ruler's, without a Cyclops now.
And goons, because the goons all ran away.
The goons betrayed him.
Yeah.
Ethan decided the right punishment was to let the people decide. And that's when it kind of...
we find out, I guess, that Ethan ends up crying, and then
we're
like, why?
I got thrown off because I thought that the dragon probably paid a little visit, and while they were fighting the Cyclops.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why Ethan was like on his knees and crying and stuff. But no, it turns out that like all the people, even all the poverty driven villagers and stuff, were all scumbags too.
Yeah. There was
the Lord himself literally was tied and burned, I think.
No, he was stoned to death.
Stoned to death?
Stoned to death, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was stoned to
skin
death,
him alive.
And then someone decided to go storm the castle, and once they got in, that's when they saw all the food, and that's when people...
And they showed a little bit of Ethan trying to calm the crowd, and he said hey, you guys don't have to fight for each other. There's literally enough food and everything for all of you guys. But nobody cared. Everybody was arguing. They were like, oh, this is my stuff. And then you even see the family too. This is the more heartbreaking thing. You see the mom and dad trying to loot the place as much as they can, and the kids were all fighting for food. And even the girl that Ethan saved from being sacrificed is just gorging on herself on food for whatever reason, like a pack of hungry animals.
Yeah, because everyone's been starving from this town and stuff, and they just see the sight of food. They're just stuffing their faces, and that's the real ugly side of humanity. Everyone's on their own, and every man for themselves. And then that's when they turn on each other, and Ethan had to leave that situation.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that episode.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on the next episode and
the next sin.
What the next sin has in store for us.
Yeah, we think it might be lust.
Yeah.
Because they showed goblins.
They showed goblins and a pretty girl. So, man.
We'll see.
Goblin Slayer vibes. Watch out. And speaking of lust, we go to episode 12 of Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time.
That was nice timing.
Yeah, I know, right? Last episode we left off of was where Spartacus is trained to fight Lisa.
Yes.
And they do fight, and at first Spartacus was kind of holding
a very honorable fight.
Was holding his own. But unfortunately, the one thing that Peter was not able to teach Spartacus in the ways of
is the lust.
Was the lust, yeah.
Lisa's secret move.
Shaking her bountiful breasts in front of Spartacus, throwing him off, and then going for that killing blow, thus knocking our boy off.
Yes, losing again.
Yep.
Just puts us in shame stuff, but
yeah.
He has to recover, and that's when we see Michi, which is the girl. That's been by his side the whole time.
The receptionist, yeah.
She's taking care of him and stuff, and that's when Peter put 2 and 2. He's like, hey man, why don't you just hook up with this girl? She seems to like you a lot and stuff. And then
I thought it was supposed to be oh, hey, get with the girl,
but
do it.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, they'll get rid of your fear, right?
That was his thing, because
that was what Peter was saying.
The thing about Spartacus is that he's a virgin.
Yeah.
So because of the fact that he sees boobs and stuff, it kind of throws him off, because he's not used to that kind of stimuli. So what Peter was thinking, okay, if he were to hook up with this girl or whatever, and then he gets all that fear and all that stuff out of the way, then he'll be able to fight Lisa head on again.
Yeah.
So that was his thing. But the problem is that as soon as he finds out that, wait a minute, Michi has a thing for him, and then he talks with her and then everything, and then he realizes, wait a think I gotta fall in love.
Yeah, it's like, it's like when you get your first crush, you're embarrassed.
It's funny because they were talking loud and she's in the other side. It's just the curtain, and that's when she pops out.
Yeah, she basically confesses his love to him. He's like, hey, I'm willing to be by your side forever and ever and stuff. And it's kind of like, when you're in your first crush, you're embarrassed, and then you find out that she likes you too. You can't hold yourself back.
Yeah.
And that's when Spartacus decided to take this opportunity, be with her, and then they end up doing the dirty deed.
The dirty deed, yep.
And unlike Peter, when he does the dirty deed, our man here is actually happy.
He's so happy,
yes.
man. You see the biggest smile on his face. He's just so ecstatic and delighted.
As it should be.
Yeah. And he completely falls head over heels for Michi, and is like, you know what? I understand the pursuit that I was going for, but Michi's my one true love.
Yep, Michi's my girl now.
And then Peter ends up like, hey, are you gonna fight Lisa? I was like, no.
He's like, nah, you got that, fam. That's all you, Peter.
He has no revenge against him no more. He has no beef with him no more.
No anger. And I think that's where the episode ends, bro.
No. Because then Lisa comes, and then she's like, okay, now you have to decide. And then Peter gives it a hard thought, and Luvelia comes. He's like, yes, I've made up my mind. Luvelia. And the other girls are there in the background. And then as soon as Luvelia's like, the goblins are overthrowing the village, and we might see some action, that's when the episode ends, because they're all riding, because they're both riding on horseback to fight the goblins. And then you see the group,
remember the goblins, but the goblins are girls.
But the goblins are actually girls, so we get 3 more into the harem, and then apparently Cloud, aka Peter's sister, wants to have a word with him.
Yep.
And then that's basically set up for season 2.
God.
So yeah, that was Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time.
Yes.
Season 1?
Season 1? Question mark.
I hope so.
All right. So this anime is completely done and over with.
Yo, Rabbi, what's your take, man? What's your
my
rating?
take?
Your rating.
My rating. Oh boy. So overall, it was pretty harmless. It's an ecchi show through and through. Of course, there's a censored version, uncensored version, but it's very inoffensive. It's a harem and everything, and I guess technically it counts as NTR, but it's like
the way you say
I know the way I say it. But for what it is, it's just really nothing. So I guess my final rating for this show is 4.5.
Wow.
4.5 out of 10. It's below average.
It's like you can live without it. It's like you can live without it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Will I remember these characters?
No.
Just Peter,
really.
though.
I can remember Peter Grill because that's
Peter
the name
Grill.
of his show. Is the name of the character. But everything else is like, I can live without it, honestly.
I guess for my rating,
tell us what you thought of the show.
Oh, the show?
Right.
It's kind of like what Robbie said. It's pretty harmless. It's just short. It don't waste that much of your time. And you're into like vanilla kind of, etchiness. This is your anime. Short, I guess. And, it is not that memorable other than Peter-kun, going through the same trials.
Yeah. It gets old. That's
it gets old. Like there's points like a couple episodes felt the same. Mm-hmm. Like Peter-kun's he got the dirty deed again with the different girl or the same girl or every girl.
Right.
I don't know. It's harmless. I know what I got myself into watching this show, and I won't remember it by next season, honestly. So I give it a 4 out of 10. What about you, David?
This show in particular, just like you said, kind of, is those episodes that where he cheats on the girl he likes. That was kind of The only episodes that I really enjoyed was just this one that came up. The 2 episodes on this one.
Yeah, because they actually had a story.
Yeah, that one, and then the other one where he's that didn't involve the NTR thing or the what do you call it? What was it? I'm trying to remember what episode.
Because I forget.
The banana one.
Oh, the banana.
Yeah,
it's also with Spartacus.
The Spartacus. Pretty much Spartacus.
The Spartacus arc was actually nice.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
I feel like something was happening at least, even though nothing really happened.
Yeah.
But it was different. It was different, right? At least on that part.
Yeah.
For sure,
compared to the other ones where the short was literally, hey, I banged her.
Here's the porky.
But this one, at least those 2, that little arc or whatever it was enjoyable, at least for that part.
What would you give the rating?
5.
5? Oh, wow.
Just a 5. It's
average, right?
Average.
Very average. Yeah.
Would I recommend this to people? No. In case, like to me in particularly, tell someone of my friends? No, I won't tell them. Like,
would you remember by next season?
Maybe not.
We'll see.
And that's the end of Peter Grill.
That's the end of Peter Grill.
And on to another.
Wait, one more thing. Will we see season 2 if there is? No.
No. If you guys have checked out our podcast and you guys are interested in watching, Peter Grill on your guys' own, whether it's censored, uncensored, or whatever, you guys are feel free to do that. And if it interests you, go ahead, check out season 2. I'm definitely probably gonna skip out on it.
More power to you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so now on to the next anime, which also ended. Deca-Dence, episode 12. And man, what a bombastic last episode.
I know.
Left off, man. Kaburagi, trying to turn on the Deca-Dence itself.
Becoming one with the Deca-Dence.
Yes.
Jill even calling it the Kabu-Dence.
But it won't turn on. He's not becoming the Deca-Dence.
Yeah.
And so I guess he realized that they need energy. They need a way to make Kaburagi become one with the Deca-Dence.
And then they figured it was 2 things. One, all the missing debris from the Deca-Dence itself was actually scattered all throughout the world.
Yeah.
That they have to end up scavenging, and they actually were able to get all the gears and the tankers and all the other cyborgs in general to basically gather your energy.
Yes.
Bring them over to me, and it felt very much
the power of teamwork, bro.
Honestly, yeah.
The power of teamwork and friendship.
And then also, speaking of which, Kaburagi having to talk with I guess not really Huggin, but basically it's called the System Administration.
Yeah.
Which is basically a team of like a hive mind, which I think I mentioned before, and trying to get their approval.
Yeah. And at first they're very intimidating, very over much power they have. But they hear Kaburagi out, and he's like, screw you guys. I have hope. I have will. I'm gonna do this. It don't matter statistics. I got this. I am Kaburagi, damn it.
Yeah.
And so they hear him out, and he's like, all right, bro. You try you do you, man. And that's when he finally activated the Deca-Dence with everything assembled. Since all the parts were missing, everyone got together, built this. We thought it was gonna be like a giant mech.
I honestly was hoping for a giant mech. I mean, what we got was also pretty hyped too. It was kind of like a drill.
Yeah.
It was very much like a drill. It kind of reminded me of like the early. Yeah, it kind of reminded me like all the early gunmen from Gurren Lagann.
Yeah. So it was like a giant spear and a giant Godal, just.
It was the same. What do you call it? It was the same tower, just upgraded like the arm into a spear, pretty much.
They gave it a point. And since that point was very important, they were gonna fully charge and blast it like a full one shot. But it wasn't coming to, and the giant Godal was gonna blast right to the Deca-Dence, right? But then our boy Donatello comes in with the Independence Day reference, sacrifices himself, and just.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
and sacrifices his avatar to give him more time to finally do the final blow against the giant doll.
It's funny because I think for this episode, it's funny that they thought he died.
Yeah.
Even though it was his avatar.
I was thinking
like, you guys are dumb.
No, and it got to me because of the fact that I'm like, wait a minute, like, why are the other cyborgs pissed? I'm just thinking, like, don't they already know this, that if you lose your avatar, you're still fine, unless you like, you go past your limit.
Yeah, they're just dumb.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. No, well, after they realize that he's alive, then they get mad at him because
it's not important anymore.
It's like, oh look, he did something cool, and now
whatever.
Yeah.
Jeez. And that's thanks to Donatello saving time. That's when they do the final blow and destroy the giant doll. And the world is saved.
The world is saved.
Within seconds.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, within literally like 3 seconds left on the timer.
Yes.
They were able to save, they were able to save the entirety of the world.
Yes, but at what cost, Robbie?
Deca-Dence itself collapses, and of course with Kaburagi in it, causing Kaburagi to become the one martyr.
Yes.
The one that sacrificed himself, literally Jesus himself. Died for our sins.
He died for the cause of the Deca-Dence, humanity itself.
Yeah.
And it was sad. Very sad. And then we got a time skip.
Time skip to 3 years, baby.
Everyone's...
Cyborgs and humans have lived coexistently.
Yes.
Like the Gaddles are now pets.
Yes. Friendly
pets. Kind of like Pipe.
Yes.
Poor Pipe.
Oh, he never came back, bro.
No.
And Natsume, yes, she has kind of like her own business.
Yeah.
And she's enjoying the life that she has now that Kaburagi's gone. Or is he?
Boom, boom, boom. It turns out Jill was actually, as she was quote-unquote upgrading Kaburagi, actually made a backup of his data. And was kind of like, should we or should we not? And then at the end of the episode, you see a shadowy silhouette. Natsume's trying to look ahead. And then she squints, and then she realizes, oh my god.
It's the boss.
Well, we don't know.
Oh, we don't.
That's when the episode ends, and that's when Deca-Dence ends. But they have like a little still. They show like Kaburagi and Natsume hug. So
from the past.
Yeah, from the past.
From the past.
Which kind of silhouettes like that time.
And that was Deca-Dence.
That was Deca-Dence. What a ride.
It was. Like again, like we apologize. I apologize in advance. If it doesn't sound like super exciting, but it was honestly like a lot of it. They really the studio itself really did push a lot of like animation and stuff, and it was really good. All in all, I really enjoyed it. Like the second episode was really like, for me, it felt like it was really clashing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like honestly, I was able to adjust to it. Like the fact that I want to mention this right now, but to me, Kaburagi was the MC.
Yeah.
Like I know Natsume was kind of like the poster child or everything like that, but Kaburagi was the MC, and as an MC, Kaburagi sold it for me. Like even as his cyborg self and as his human self, I feel like he carried the show a lot.
Yeah.
I really got invested. Yeah, I really got invested in the show. I really enjoyed a lot of the characters and stuff, and the animation itself is really cool. Like it's really you get the feel of like the impact and stuff, and just the monster designs are really cool.
Yep.
Honestly, like for me, I would say, I think rating wise, I'm like really confused between like a 7.5 and an 8. I think I'm probably gonna stick with a 7.5. I kind of wanted to see like more, like maybe more of like the humans and the cyborgs more interacting, and unfortunately we never got to see that fateful like cyborg version of Kaburagi meeting with Natsume.
No.
So I'm leaning towards an 8, but I'm gonna have to just leave it on a 7.5 because I kind of wanted to see more. That's where I'm at right now. It's just a good 7.5.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Robbie. That's actually my rating too as well, 7.5. I mean, like that second episode, what a twist, I like to say. Like what we thought the anime was gonna be to like what's actually reverse and stuff with the cyborgs and the whole gaming stuff. It was really intriguing, and it kept my interest to the end. How mean, whenever these two worlds would collide.
Yeah.
And it did at the end, but it's like you said, I kind of wanted more to see how they would do. There were some characters that were kind of throwaways, like the human side.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the cyborgs kind of took over the show. Like
yeah.
Like
sure. Especially the latter half. Yeah.
Yeah, like Donatello and Jill. Like those are the names I remember of. And not to me. I love the character, honestly. Just like what she represented it. And Kaburagi, what a badass. Both versions, Avatar and Machine. And yeah, man, I mean, I really enjoyed the show a lot. And yeah, like I said, 7.5 is my rating on this anime. What about you, David?
Well, for me, good thing you brought up characters. Characters, I think, was an issue for me, at least for this show, especially because I felt like I didn't connect as much with so many characters that they included in this show.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got Kaburagi feeling like he's the main character.
Yeah.
And Natsume second. And then after that, I felt like there was nothing else. Like, they try to add those characters, but later on they just disappear for a bit, and then they bring them back a bit. And then I'm like, why do you keep bringing them back and forth? For me, I was like, I really just didn't care about them every time they appeared on me.
Yeah.
But other than that, animation was good. Some of the CGI was wonky, but it was fine for what it is. Story-wise, it was the only for the plot twist, that was, I think, the biggest point for me. That was like the high point.
Yeah.
And then after that, it just slowed down a bit, and I didn't know what were they going to. For me, the climax of the story, the whole, you know, fighting that big one monster and just one drill whatever spear thing, it wasn't that interesting, you know, for me in general.
Yeah.
So that's what the show just kind of kept going down and down through the episodes. That's why, for me, rating wise, I give it like 5.5. Maybe a 6, but just like 5.5 in general.
That's fair.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, I wish I had more time with characters.
Yeah.
To care more.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I agree with you on your point. Like I said, like the human side of the characters, you really don't have main focus.
Yeah, like the two girls, like they were implemented, but then got out for a while, and then you're like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like, why even include
that's
them?
The thing. Like, I feel like a lot of the focus and attention to detail ordinarily would have been on Natsume, like, kind of, because I felt like she was supposed to be the character to like kind of carry the torch, or like kind of be like the main character, like, and you know, Kaburagi was supposed to be like the more like, you know, boss kind of character, like, you know, to kind of give mentorship or whatever. But for whatever reason, or another, Kaburagi, in my opinion, feels like he's been more of the MC, really.
Like I said, I feel like they had too many characters, and like they were like doing separate stories in a way.
Oh yeah.
Instead of,
and Kaburagi is the one that takes precedent the most, and like Omar said, like the Sark, Turkey, Donatello, Jill, like those ones I remember, especially their designs. I think with the cyborgs, like they pop out more and they stand out way more.
Yeah, because they're more like a child art.
Yeah,
like you see in the Saturday Night cartoons.
Like a good comparison for me, I feel like when it comes to like the cyborg side of the characters, it really, honestly, I think I might have mentioned this before, but it really reminds me of the anime Kaiba.
Yeah.
The same guy that made Japan Sinks 2020 and Eizouken also made that anime too, way back in 2008, and it really reminds me of that because they have like body switching stuff going on, and they're kind of like, they have like these really goofy looking designs and stuff, so it really reminds me of that anime. You should guys also watch that too, but
yeah, from the clips I've seen of Kaiba, I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah,
but yeah, you know,
that's our take.
That's our take on Deca-Dence.
Overall, really fun anime. I recommend it, so definitely give it a watch if you guys want. No, definitely do. All right, and the next anime we're gonna be talking about is Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Gonna keep a straight face on that one, huh? Yeah,
No.
The last episode kind of left us on a cliffhanger. You know, would she, won't she? Oh man, she can't hang out anymore. And then literally
so
within the
dumb.
first minute, they reveal that the reason why she can't hang out is because she has summer homework.
No.
Oh, girl, I got homework. You could have literally just called for that. You didn't have to come to my house in the rain.
I felt like that was like the most childish thing to say. Like, I can't hang out today.
No, she didn't say today. She
Like,
said
but ever. But
Ever,
it
yeah.
It felt like a kid saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was disappointing. To say.
Yeah, Omar, you go ahead. Take over.
So yeah, after that whole dumb debacle, they Uzaki's back at the bar and she's like, oh man, I kind of want to see our main character drunk, you know. It's give me some tips, guys, to like help me get him drunk so I could make fun of him and laugh. And you know, the friends that they are, they give good advice, you know. Obviously the best friend of
Zach.
yeah, with Zach, he gives very useful tips, very like pointy details on how to make our main character, you know, flat out drunk.
Yeah, and it was really detailed too because like Uzaki was literally like saying, "Okay, checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, all right, step 2, done."
Yeah, she was just checking down the checkbox. You know, everything was perfect. It was weird too. Like at one point, it was like, yeah, put on like shark movies or something. he won't pay attention to what he's drinking when he's watching, I guess, shark movies.
And then also like make sure you take a sip too. It's just really like overtly detailed for whatever reason. And even have like a disclaimer like, okay, make sure you don't get somebody like drunk like this. You know, it's illegal. It's not right.
Yeah.
They have a little disclaimer about it.
And when all that's done, you know, our MC gets white boy wasted and
Gets hammered.
And Ozaki's trying to get, you know, information from him, you know, because he's drunk, you know.
These inhibitors are
Trying to get the
really
funny out of him.
Yeah, but he's still kind of serious, not funny, and he ends up saying like he loved her, or he just said loved.
He's
loved. Like, I loved, and then it's scared.
No, he was saying you're cooking.
Yeah, he loves her cooking, and he tried to say it again, but he just said loved, and that's when Uzaki got shooken, or like, you know, blushed.
She got embarrassed.
Yeah, and she started.
It caused her to drink.
Yeah, she started her chugging down these beers. And, you know, they both get drunk, and, you know what happens? Bada bing, bada boom, right?
No, the friend comes in, Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, yeah.
Yeah, Zach comes back.
What a good friend. He checked on them.
He just walks in, you know, sees them drunk. He ends up putting them to sleep.
Bed. Yeah. In the same futon, though.
Yeah.
And when they wake up,
oh god,
in the morning, they're like, Home Alone style. And they talk about it in the workplace in their day off. And, you know, everyone's befound, can't believe this happened.
Yeah, the bartender, the bar owner, and then, you know, Ami, they were all like making like basically like they were having like thoughts and ideas of like, you know, what could happen and everything.
Yeah, like basically like
because they don't remember.
Yeah, they basically think they like we think they bada bing bada boom, you know. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously that didn't happen, and they're both embarrassed, and they run away or something. I don't even remember. And I think that was it. Like school started again.
It was a school started or a flashback?
No. They had a flashback. No. You're right. They had a flashback because Shinichiro left, and then Ami was basically asking Uzaki like, "Hey, how did you guys meet and everything?" And then that's when they showed a flashback of Uzaki. Uzaki's friend actually, you know, recommending Uzaki to join the swim club as kind of like an extracurricular activity, and that's when she met Shinichiro for the first time. And like literally everybody else that met him for the first time,
scary.
She was intimidated by his eyes, but then quickly got to know him better and everything. You know, through like, you know, constant interactivity and like going to the summer festival and all that stuff.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
that flew by me. I don't remember that at all.
Well, we'll talk about why that is later. but yeah, so and as she's like remembering all these like memories and stuff, she kind of blushes and everything.
Yeah.
Again, typical high school romance stuff and college though.
Yeah.
Anyway, with
you hit
all
the nail on
that
that
said, with all that said, then we cut to the next day, and then we see Uzaki eating breakfast with made by her mom, and her brother's there.
That we didn't know. It's just a random character showed up.
No, he's not random.
I guess.
His brother.
We never seen this character ever, and he don't matter. So.
Not yet.
I guess.
Oh man, we're gonna talk about this later. Anyway, so then Uzaki shows up to the campus, and then she wants to hang out more.
Yes, and that's the end.
That's the end. That's the end of episode 12, aka season 1.
Yes.
Go.
Thoughts.
Your thoughts.
Thoughts. Okay. So at first, this anime was pretty cool. I was kind of expecting something along the lines of, I don't know, something like Nagatoro or Komi, something that's kind of basically like kind of homely, a homely type of anime with like a very, very high profile kind of character, I guess, because Uzaki-chan, for better or for worse, is very well known now.
Yeah.
And the first couple episodes I got that, but sadly, as the episodes kind of went on and looking back on it, it's very lackluster. The anime itself is very much skippable. I hate to say this.
No, I completely agree.
It's
Well, you get your turn.
Yeah. No. You can go full on. I also want to hear you too.
Well, he's the last one.
He's the last one.
Jesus.
Yeah, with all that being said, it is very skippable. If you want more dosage of the character, then there's other external sources that you can look into for your daily dose of Uzaki. But this ain't it, Chief. This one, I feel like you could definitely give it a pass. Watch clips on YouTube if you want to, if you want out of context Uzaki, but it's still not going to be all that different from just watching the show. Yeah. You're better off just watching clips. Because there's some funny moments here and there. There's definitely some moments and stuff. But honestly, as a show by itself, it doesn't hold well. My final rating is 4 out of 10. It's I feel like it's worse because of the fact that it's not a legit show. Like if it was like a short like
Peter?
Huh?
Like Peter Grills?
Well, no, I was gonna say Senru Girl.
Oh yes.
Then that would have benefited way more. I feel like Senru Girl should have swapped with Uzaki-chan because I feel like that would have benefited more. I feel like Senru Girl was way more developed as a short than Uzaki-chan is as an anime.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts. It's a 4 for me.
Damn. Alright, for me in general, the character gets a bit annoying sometimes, for me at least wise.
Yeah.
I guess I see how people like the character in general, but for me, she's not like the character character type I like in general. Mm-hmm. And I was just watching it for the controversy and stuff like that over the character in general, and I just wanted to check it out just to see how it is in general. And it's just a meh show. Mm-hmm. There's only 2 or 3 good scenes from it. The little chibi when she did the little hand signals and stuff. That was pretty funny. There was good parts in the show, but then there was a lot of downtime on. I can't believe on a short show like this, downtime on this show.
Yeah.
But there was not a lot of love for the characters at all. I think I liked the most was the what do you call it? What was her name? The chick that
Ami.
Ami.
Yeah, she was I guess my favorite one out of all of them in general. And Sak as well too. He was funny too. Whenever he came up, the scenes he would come out, it was pretty funny.
The problem is he was introduced so late.
Yeah,
So late and so little to do.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with the brother was kind of weird having it placed there. They could have just put it season 2 since season 2's coming out.
It's announced. Yeah, it's official.
It's announced. It's official. But it was a weird place to place that. But either way, this show is just like a meh to me. It's a 5 to me.
5?
Just a straight out 5. Damn. Would I recommend this? No. As well.
Yeah.
It's another show I would not recommend to anyone.
You just giving out 5s out here, aren't you?
Alright.
Hey man.
Nah, I feel you.
Go.
At first, the show was okay. Uzaki-chan did not annoy me at first because her laugh for some people is annoying, and I'm with David as well. The controversy with Uzaki-chan caught me intrigued of what's the whole big fuss of the show. As more you watch through this show, the more you realize this is going nowhere. There's no love being developed. There's no character development. It's the same old gags they do and whatever. And if you like that, that's cool, but not for me, man. And especially the later episodes, like nothing's happening. It's just typical daily life stuff, and it was pretty boring to watch.
So textbook,
It felt more of a high school romance than
from them being college
There's
students.
no reason for this to be in place in college other than the fact that you get drinking scenes.
Just the drinking scenes were the only thing that was big wise, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't remember much from the show other than the chocolate mint scene.
Oh, the
With
whole
her-
speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, her whole speech.
It was
about that.
mostly because of the fact that we were actually talking. The three of us were also talking about it at the same time too. The fact
Yeah.
that David doesn't like chocolate mint.
Oh god.
But other than
Get
that,
over it.
but other than that, it doesn't matter. I mean, this show I'm gonna forget probably by tomorrow.
Yeah.
And just it sucks to to hear that I got a second season. So I'm like, oh man, I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
And I will not hang out with Uzaki-chan. It's a 3 out of 10 for me, bro.
Damn.
Yeah,
3.
It's probably my lowest rating so far. I would not recommend it. Skip if you can.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, you were even hesitant to even watch the final episode.
I kind of wanted to drop it midway.
Damn, that's wild.
Yeah,
This is Omar's lowest score for
Yeah,
now.
even lower than what was
Peter
it?
Grill.
Peter Grill's, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think the benefit of Peter Grill was the fact that at
was
least
a
it
short.
was
It was a short.
Did not waste my time.
And the formula, while it was very predictable, I think was more entertaining than Uzaki.
Yeah,
Uzaki was just boring.
Yeah, especially what David said about the last arc with Spartacus guy. It was actually entertaining.
Yeah.
Other than Uzaki-chan entirety.
Yeah.
All right, that's our thoughts of Uzaki-chan, and we won't be hanging out with her.
Yep. And now we move on to episode 13 of Appare-Ranman.
Oh man,
And this one, oh man.
now a good show.
Finally a good show. We carry on from where we last left off with the whole showdown against Gil.
Yup.
The snakes and all of them are all taken care of, and now we go to the big bad himself, Gil. And at first I thought, okay, maybe TJ and Dylan were already there in this scene, but unfortunately they weren't.
No.
So Chase and Seth, actually, I think they got shot.
Yeah, they were getting shot.
Yeah, they got shot, but thankfully they're still alive.
Yeah.
And the guys were all like, "Where's Sophia?"
Yeah.
But it's to take them out of safety.
That was awesome. I like that he comes up. Gil literally says to what's his name? Kozume, like, hey, why are you here?
Yeah.
How are you alive?
How are you alive? Yeah.
Oh well, I'm gonna kill you again.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, it's just you, Gil. I mean, there's no way you can take on. all...
you guys were impressed.
There's no way you can take on the whole squad over here. And my God, when
before that he was blocking the bullets. Remember?
Yeah, Kosume was blocking the bullets.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh damn. He's like,
He was straight up like Goemon from Lupin the Third, where he just
just slicing
boom,
his
boom, boom,
bullets.
boom, yeah.
It's like there's six bullets. I need a
That was the advice that they got from Dylan and TJ. It's like his gun's a 6-shooter, count to 6, and then that's your opportunity to rush him.
Yeah, but that don't matter though.
It does not matter because Gil's so OP, man. He's like blocking their attacks, throwing them aside, punching them, kneeing them, Gil's like so overpowered for what he is.
Can I be real honest here?
It looked like a dance.
No, it honestly really reminds me of that one scene from Infinity War where like Thanos is like fighting like Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're all
and
getting
all
close to him and stuff, and he's like,
Doctor Strange, and he's like, boom.
That's true. I agree with you. That's so 100% true. It's just like not that to that scale where Thanos.
Yeah, no, not to that scale, but like from literally fighting 6 guys, one of them being like a literal giant and like a martial artist and like a samurai.
And to me in general, I think Gil is like the most general, like plain ass villain in general, but he looks so cool, and the whole animation, fighting, and everything was awesome with him.
Like no, motives wise, he's very boring, but he's entertaining to watch.
His attitude too towards the people.
And like just the way he's like murking everybody, like it is insane.
Like he's talking a lot of shit, but he backs it up.
Yeah, a
lot.
No, he straight up like even when Hotazo like shot an arrow, he just straight up just catches it, all while literally dealing with like everybody else.
You see the kung fu and then the fight, shadow fighting too. I'm like, jeez. Yeah, he bashes them together and stuff.
Like even with like all their tricks up their sleeve, it does not work, and they go back to square one, hiding behind
Gil is a very worthy final boss. I'll say that much.
And well, obviously they can't deal with Gil, and that's when our boys show up.
Yeah, Dylan and TJ, because they have personal beef. And then you see TJ literally take off the goggles.
Pull Piccolo, dude.
Yeah, straight up Piccolo.
He got real, man.
Yeah, we got to see his eyes, bro.
Oh my god, like just like seeing both of them like kind of work together. Like honestly, the way you said it, like Piccolo, it honestly reminds me of like Goku and Piccolo versus like Raditz.
Oh, nice.
Like that fight, even though it's like, you know, technically it's like, oh, Raditz is really weak. Like that fight is still really entertaining to watch. Yeah. Because it's like you see like these two rivals.
Look, see, at least now I have a comparison with this show and Deca-Dence. Now for me in general, see, with this show, I felt more connected with the characters, multiple characters.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I hear you. Yeah.
And that's how I feel like these characters, like you connect to them because you know you want them to win in general, all of them.
It helps that they have like a more motivated backstory for sure.
Yeah, we got their motivation.
We got character development for each character. In the race.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was the best part of this show. I'm getting
with
the fight.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they show up, right, and they have an amazing battle.
Oh wait, before the battle, they ended up telling the rest like, oh no, Gil said, oh the train is
going.
Yeah, that's when Sophia's
okay. So Gil tells them Gil's big plan, which is basically going to bomb Chicago.
With the train. But yeah, by bomb, I mean he literally means like, literally just like having the train just keep going. And it doesn't stop. So it's like it's a runaway train headed straight towards the Chicago train station.
Well, not runaway. The enemy was on the train too.
Yeah,
but it was a one-way ticket.
Yeah, pretty much. That train
to hell.
Because the whole plan was for the train to crash and blow up Chicago Station, and that would cause chaos in the United States.
Yeah, because they would have thought it was like an internal attack or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then that's what happened.
Yeah, that's where the rest of the crew go after.
So the train and Sophia as well.
Yeah, it's really cool because like Leon and Shalon, like they hop on the train to take out the other goons.
Ditch their cars.
They ditch their cars, and then they try to rescue Sophia. Because she's like, you know, chained onto the train itself. Yeah. And then on the other side, you also see like Appare.
Oh, the fight was cool too. The fight too. While they were trying to get into the train, because the goons were shooting.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
that was cool. Because it was like no guns. With enemy with guns, and then pretty much fighting each other. I was also thinking, like, you know,
where did Tristan and his car go? But then I remember that, like, wait, Tristan was taking Chase and Seth to a hospital because they got shot. So yeah, they were out of commission. But then Appare was able to kind of like go in and intercept the train, and by that I mean literally go in front of the train and literally try to stop it.
Pull a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So he puts all the brakes and all the try to push the car
push it to the limit,
his vehicle to the limit. So he ends up telling Kosume and Hototo to like
do the thing,
hit the NOS. And
that's when we see the secret weapon that Appare has been holding this whole time.
Yeah, what he was building throughout this whole season or the show.
Yeah,
and that's when the NOS hit and then started just trying to push it. The train's still going, and then you just waiting for like what's gonna happen there.
Are they gonna make it?
Are they gonna make it or not?
Oh, and then in the meantime, like I was mentioning, Dylan and TJ were also fighting Gil. Yeah, they were doing like a whole bunch of like gun fu. Yeah,
they were running out of bullets, and then it went to hand.
And my
they were trading blows and stuff.
Yeah, my favorite thing is like when TJ like gets hit, he catches himself on his hands, and then he does like a sick counter kick to
like I don't know if you remember in Tekken, Eddie.
Yeah.
That kind of kick and flip move.
There was a lot of fight choreography.
Good choreography.
Oh my goodness!
In this last fight,
and then like the final as Appare like catches the train, like Dylan and TJ also like deliver the final blow to Gil.
Yeah, so they both Gil is stopped and the train has stopped.
Ah man, but it sucks though because like TJ was literally about to shoot the bastard like right on the head.
But it wasn't the right thing to do, man.
No.
I know, man. You don't become the bad guy.
Yeah,
you don't prove Gil right.
Yeah, take him to the authorities. No.
It's funny when they toss him in the back.
Oh yeah. Afterward, they were able to save Sophia, and then it was really funny because they brought him. He was literally in a trunk, and Appare was literally able to let Gil know we saved the train. We were able to stop the train and save all the people.
Yeah, you suck, Gil.
Yeah, and then Gil was like, "I'm gonna kill you." Oh wait, what?
Yeah, he's trying to do his last evil speech, and then they're like, "Just shut up, bro."
Close the door.
They closed the trunk, and he's like, "Hey, come on, man."
And with all that
we finally got to the race.
We finally also got the race.
It took 3 months to get.
I was kind of confused on what location they were at in general. They were just mid-United States or something.
Around Chicago. Yeah. So, they reset the race 3 months.
So from Chicago to
No.
New York.
I think they restarted it.
Did they? No, they started off Chicago. Yeah, they started in Chicago.
They just started in Chicago.
Chicago to New York.
Okay. I thought
they took a month, I think.
No, 3 months.
3 months, yeah. They took 3 months to kind of basically heal up and get everything ready, and then that's when the race resumed, and then we cut to literally the final stretch in New York.
You see the race, man.
Who
comes in last though?
I think TJ. Oh no, wait, no. The Bad Brothers. The
Bad Brothers. Yeah, they're just they're cruising.
They're chilling, bro. Yeah. They're just straight out chilling.
Did they say that they found land or whatever? Because they didn't even show up in the epilogue.
Nah. So I guess they did their own thing.
Yeah, they were doing their own thing.
I feel like they weren't doing it no more.
Yeah, they did. They did their part.
They did their part, so they're cool.
We're done, son.
We're gone.
But that's when Appare and the gang pulled their lovely trick again, and Kosume's like, "Hey, man."
Oh my god!
Oh, because they were at the last turn.
Yeah, they were at the last turn. The rest of the racers were ahead. What were the others? Dylan.
Yeah, the rest of
them.
TJ. Well, they were in front. Leon and
Shalon
were in the front. Well, Kosume and Appare-Ranman and Hototo were in the back, and then that's when they pulled out the NOS thing again. Bro.
And
they're like, "Are we gonna make it to that turn? Are we gonna make it to that turn?"
The cool thing was that Kosume literally pulls on the car itself.
He took charge. No, he took charge. He started doing. Oh, he told Hototo to turn on everything and everything.
Yeah.
And then he pulled the lever, and then it was like, "Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it?" And then that's when his idea came out. Is that I gotta get out of the car and pull the
car itself.
God,
put his whole weight onto it.
And they literally just they literally fly through and they ride on
the
walls.
They ride the walls. The wall, yeah.
And then right when we get straight to the wire, drum roll. It's
Dylan.
No. Appare wins.
They do like a photo finish kind of thing, but
Yeah.
it's funny how it ends up. Like, yeah.
Because they're not even close in the photo, but the last photo, they're at the finish line.
Yeah, they made it.
Then Nas kicked in way
Nas
harder.
kicked in real hard.
Appare wins.
Yay!
And so we get that again, the epilogue, which
Yes.
the Bad Brothers didn't show up to because they were kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, everyone did their own thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was separate, parting ways.
Shalan says that she wants to go back to LA to kind of like perfect her skill as a driver. Leon, Sophia, they head back to Europe.
To their country.
To their country. Speaking of which, Kosame decides to go back to Japan, to kind of meet up with his fiance.
He didn't know that. He didn't know that Appa is gonna Appare-Ranman. Appare.
Yeah, it was gonna stay.
Yeah, was gonna stay or not.
Yeah, he was really hoping that he was gonna be able to take Appare with him.
And
But
Hototo
Appare,
too? Oh no! What was Hototo gonna do?
He was gonna stay.
He was gonna.
I mean,
Yeah.
because America's kind of his home.
Yeah. But yeah, they just Appare tells Kosame, I'm not going. I built this new thing called airplanes or something.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I'm so inspired of making what we just did into a legit machine. So I'm gonna be on that. So I'm not going back to Japan.
So he wants to set his goal on that, and that's when they part ways. And
Yeah.
that's when Appare finally realizes
It hit him.
I
hard.
need my boy.
Yeah.
At first, he was like, he was trying to act cool to Hototo. I was like, Hototo was like, oh, we're gonna stay here again for, we're gonna live here.
Yeah, it was just like 3-4 episodes ago, and Appare didn't know if Kosama was gonna make it, and now here he's just like, man, why'd you have to go? I should have been the one to tell you to not leave, and it was just really cool.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was very cute because
Appare is so one-track minded, and you don't really get to tell if he cares about anybody really. So
him to pour his heart out while yelling at the boat that's leaving to Japan. And, he's just pouring his heart out again, and Kosame is right behind him.
It was kind of obvious.
Hearing the whole thing, just savoring it.
The
face he was doing too.
Yeah. It was very cute. It was very cute at the end, and that's when they were like, "Hey man, you're my bro. Let's make this airplane, damn it."
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but my wife to be's could find someone else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's married at this point. And that's the end of the anime.
And the letter was towards the family, right?
They also got a piece of newspaper, so they figured what happened.
Yeah, they knew where they were at.
Yeah, so all's well that ends well.
Yes, a happy ending.
Yep.
This beloved anime.
Honestly. All right, so man, what a ride.
We talked a lot about this one.
Yeah, this anime
we enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did.
It was super enjoyable. Honestly, from start to finish, it was. I remember it was really sad to hear when we found out that this anime was not going to be, part of the spring lineup like it was originally is.
It was on a hiatus.
Episode 4.
Because of the, the thing.
No, because of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But better late than never. We finally
definitely.
We finally got the rest of the episodes in, and we finally got the conclusion and everything. And this anime did not disappoint. Like again, what David said, the character development was just amazing. It was just really good. The racing was really fun. At first, I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be JoJo Part 7, and for the most part, it did. The setup was there.
Yeah.
But this was definitely very different than kind of what JoJo Part 7 is. Not to give anything away for that, but again, it's very different.
Yeah. Which is good.
Highly recommend it. Again, so as far as my final rating goes for this anime, I give it a 8.5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 8.5. Honestly, it is a must-watch in my opinion. It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of sucks that this anime is being slept on for a lot of people.
Yes.
I feel like that delay might have something to do with it.
I think
it's confusing a lot of people.
It's unfortunate though.
But you know what?
Yeah, the whole reset and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
The fact that they had to reset the anime for summer, and it was. I'm just glad that we got this anime. It's finished, and it turned out as good as it was.
Yep. And I I'm completely agree with Robbie. The characters were obviously fantastic, all very memorable, very lovable as well, like TJ, Dylan, the Gentle Giant, Hototo, and characters like that you just love to see on the screen, like when they're working together or facing each other in the race. You love that dynamic with the group. And yeah, man, I'm glad that this came back. If it was still in the Springs one, it would have been easily in my top 5. Yeah, most definitely. And yeah, hopefully you guys don't sleep on this anime. Great show. I highly recommend it, and I give it a solid 8. It's a very good show, and I highly recommend it to people.
Yeah, like I was saying during early on when we were talking about the thing, but yeah, the character development was awesome. For having this many characters, and caring about in general each one of them, because you go through their journey, they're as a group, At first they weren't a group.
No.
But getting towards like the mid section of
they all had a common goal.
They had a common goal, and they had their specific things they wanted to do at the end. But at the end, they ended up just being, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'd imagine for you, this is probably like what you wanted out of Deca-Dence, really, with the cast of characters, this big and like a kind of.
Pretty much. That was the goal, at least for that show was.
Yeah.
I wanted a connection with them a lot more.
Yeah.
The only thing that was Kabaragi, I guess, in general. But other than that, the other characters didn't,
stand out.
Yeah, stand out as much as this show did. The racing was it was decent, but it was I guess it wasn't the
main point.
It wasn't the main point. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would love to see the whole race like go through, because there was some great moments in the race itself, especially like when like the pre-races. Yeah. I thought they were great. But I do love the whole dynamic with Gil showing up and the main bad guy.
We got a little plot twist kind of in a way where Gil was not actually Gil.
Yeah.
We didn't know Gil yet.
At all. Yeah.
We were still confused on who was Gil.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, you kind of knew it was like that random guy that was getting a lot of screen time.
I thought he was just an assassin.
I thought, that's what I thought too.
Gil was just basically the
fact that Richard,
the brothers.
Yeah.
And then that assassin dude was just an assassin.
Yeah.
And then that's when we find out that whole little change. I'm like, whoa, that changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, rating wise for me, I give it a 8 as well.
No, we're all 8s.
Yeah.
Well, 8.5.
Yeah.
I might have enjoyed it a little bit more.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
We all enjoyed it the same.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. I think even after we finished watching it, we're like, we could all agree it was a great show.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And on to the next anime. This does not end. And it's
thankfully, no.
This is the God of High School, episode 12. A lot happened. No woo. And
no woo. Big woo.
Big, dude, it was
yes, what Ravi said.
Just so much was happening in this episode. I was losing track what was happening.
It was confusing but crazy, like
bonkers.
Good at the same time. Like, there was a lot of crazy moments in this episode that just makes you think a lot.
I think it makes me think kind of like how we got here, because like this whole anime was supposed to be based on a tournament, right? Like, the God of High School. Hey, let's go to Seoul, guys. Is the tournament, the martial arts tournament going on?
That's all gone, bro, because we're now fighting gods and demons and like... other worlds.
To clarify, we never read the manhwa or anything. This is pretty much new to us. Yeah. So when it came up to this point, we're like, "Whoa, what fights?"
Well, I'll start off where it actually started.
Yeah,
we get backstory of Jagal's backstory. It's pretty weak.
It's weak sauce.
That's
what it is.
His mom was a loser.
I found that kind of dumb
compared to what his grandpa or uncle. I don't know.
His dad.
Yeah, it was like they were talking shit about his mom, and then obviously, you know, he's like, I don't want to be a loser, right? So I gotta be a winner.
I wish we were making this up.
No,
this is literal backstory.
Yeah, this is
it's like, oh, your mom abandoned you and she's the loser. So you don't want to be a loser.
Don't be a loser, man.
I don't want to be a loser. I want to be a winner.
And then I guess through the whole episode, he kept saying that.
Yeah, he kept saying that to himself. He's like, I don't want to be a loser.
And he's getting pounded by Ilpio, and then like he
went demon form.
He went full on demon.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Demon from his mouth and stuff.
So
that was crazy.
The thing
though.
is that Jegal is like is an entertaining bad guy for sure. He's super entertaining. He has the power to boot, but his backstory is just awful. Like it's nowhere near Naruto tier or like anything where like you humanize like the characters or anything.
Like if he had a tragic backstory. Nah, this guy's like, I don't want to be a loser, damn it.
No, but it's tragic because he lost his mom.
No, she walked away. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he is cool. Like when like
his abilities are crazy.
They're insane.
And then I guess I don't know when it changed. Like I guess there were hidden powers where he.
I guess it awoke him when he fell.
Yeah, he doesn't. Forget about that shark, because we've jumped the shark on this one.
So he ended up like turning into demons instead of shark.
Yeah, and like he could summon his own demons.
He got like crazy poses too.
Yeah, and like LPO, just activates his nine tails, trying to keep up with his madness.
He can.
Gets his butt kicked.
And gets the key knocked out of him, which everyone's falling over.
It's cool too.
Oh yeah, everyone tries to get the key.
Everybody tries to get the key, and then eventually we see like Ultra Mori get it, and then he gets kicked.
Nope.
He gets kicked by.
I was like, I want the key. Give me the key.
Yeah,
give me the key.
This episode taught me that like inverse Mori, like while he's like super intimidating in the past episodes, this episode made him look weak.
Well, I guess because maybe
he wasn't paying attention.
He summoned his god.
Yeah, his god.
No, at the same time, he was not focusing like on anything else other than the key.
It's like he's got tossed around quite a few times in this episode.
Yeah, he was like kind of like Jafar. I was like, give me the lamp, give me the key. I want the key.
Oh, we're gonna get to the juicy part after this.
Yeah. And then Mori gets the key, and Park Mujin rescues his trainees, like the contestant.
His tiger cubs.
Yes, his tiger cubs. It sends to like God knows where.
Paradise Island.
Yeah, it looked pretty nice, but
I have a feeling they just got teleported like at least to a beach side or something.
Yeah,
somewhere towards south, somewhere else in South
Destiny
Korea.
Islands.
Let's just say that. And that everyone's there. Everyone's trying to comprehend what just happened. And
everyone's separate and stuff, and they're looking for each other and stuff.
And then that's when our main bad guy, Jabal, right?
Seth Roth.
Seth Roth.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Jegal.
That's his name though.
You see him go full on Danzo from Naruto. He has eyeballs coming out of his hand.
Everywhere.
He also has like a mouth coming out of his hip.
It's just he's OP.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, and then Han also shows off his Chariot a little bit.
Yes, a little bit, a little cheese.
He has healing ability.
Yeah, which is weird.
And he puts Ilpio's two teammates on there because again, Ilpio
they damaged.
They lost one of them lost an arm, one of them lost a leg. So I think he's gonna regenerate them or whatever. But
they didn't go back to that.
They're not gonna regenerate.
You sure?
No.
Well, it's just
healing. Their wounds were still not fully healed. Because remember when they were in the hospital?
I have a feeling. I don't know.
They're just gonna have a stump.
No. This is my feeling. I have a feeling the reason why they're gonna justify him being able to heal limbs is because I feel like later on in the series, a lot of characters are gonna lose a lot of limbs.
Nah.
Yes.
JoJo does this. JoJo does this where they lose limbs. And then Giorno realizes, oh wait, I could be able to grow body parts.
I don't think he's that powerful.
That's a good insight to predict what.
But he can't be able to heal himself.
Yeah.
I called it.
What Han could do.
We'll see.
And obviously they run into Jigal.
Yeah.
And Han and Mira, they do a combo.
Dude, I'm saying this right now because this show is going balls to the walls right now.
Like this.
So limbs like lobbing off and stuff, and like and not regenerating.
That was prior to that.
Yeah.
So then here comes the fight where I guess we don't get to see it. It was like a fight, and then they end up being on the floor.
Yeah, and then Mori
shows up like, whoa, what
just happened?
What just happened? And then he sees
they go full DBZ on this.
With the fight,
like teleporting back and forth.
But here's the thing, though. So because of the fact that God is literally being summoned onto the ground.
Oh, that's happening on the other side.
Tony Stark.
Oh yes, the president
Tony Stark
of the United States
calls like 57 or 56 nukes onto Korea
to handle the situation.
And as that's going on, apparently Magician Kun's grandpa, who's apparently part of the Judgment Six, shows up and teleports the entirety of Seoul out of the vicinity.
Yeah.
While they're fighting.
And then
he looks so funny because he's straight out like looking like a magician.
He has a wand, but then he uses his magic to reform the nukes and turn it into like a whole bunch of faces.
He stops them in midair, and then they all like disintegrate kind of way, disassembled and stuff,
and transforms into like a godly. Spear, battering ram,
seraphic like kind of like figure, the battering ram kind of thing,
which is cool.
He summons a meteor from space to help
Madara style.
To help push.
We forgot because remember how God himself was like just a black blob, and then once he actually appeared,
it turned into like that gold statue. I forget what it represents.
Wasn't it like a Buddhist?
It's like a Buddhist kind of like
God?
Like meant for karma or whatever.
And that's it's blocking this battering ram thing, and then that's when the meteor shows up and just pushes a little extra,
takes down God
and takes down the God itself.
Jeez.
But it took everything out of the magician grandpa over here, and
they survive.
Yeah, everyone survives. Yeah, everyone lives, and everyone's back at the area, and that's when Jagal has he kicks out of Mori because they were still fighting.
Oh yeah, he was. Mori got tied up with the magic from Jagal, and he's like he can't move or anything. Jagal grabs the key, and then
they teleport back into the wasteland that is Seoul.
Yeah.
And Jagal actually consumes the key. He consumes the key and becomes a baby.
A fetus then a baby?
He literally reborns himself.
Yeah, he becomes a baby, and like as he's being rebirthed, he turns into Safer Sephiroth.
Yeah. Angel wings and badass and evil looking as all.
All he needs is like one
giant sword
to play in the background, and then there you go, you're set.
Yeah. And that's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
If it sounded a lot, because it was a lot.
Yeah. It's way more batshit than how we explain it. I feel like we probably made it sound more sense than it actually is.
Yeah.
It's a huge feat. Yeah, well, we can't give a review. This anime hasn't ended yet. It would have been really weird if it did.
Yeah,
we got one more episode on it left, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yes, so look out for that.
Yep, and now we move on to episode 12 of our season, basically our season 2's. Episode 12 of No Gun's Life, season 2.
Yes.
And it's
a wrap up.
We're literally going from one episode of an anime where it's like everything happened.
Yeah.
Bam.
And now it's like
boof.
Nothing really happened. Yeah. It's a recap kind of like it's a bridge between what actually was supposed to have led to from what happened last episode.
Yeah.
With the fight between Juzo and Seven, and basically kind of what we are now, which is basically the epilogue. And we also get to see a little bit of Pepper's backstory. Yeah. How she was basically captured by Guriru and was kept in a hole. Basically, she made friends with a spider, called it Seven for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Never explained it. And then she uses this 7, the gun slave unit 7,
and makes her own.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the gist of this episode. Like we get backstory of Pepper and how 7 gets decommissioned by the bureau itself. Like they capture him.
And it's like, oh, take care of Pepper for me.
Take care of Pepper. And that now Juzo's in charge of Pepper safety.
Yeah.
And
Pepper escapes. I honestly thought we were gonna have a situation where she escapes and she kind of becomes like I guess an anti-hero or whatever, but nah, they get her. She's bought back and
that's
there's not really much to talk about. Like
Juso ends up getting back with his jacket.
Yes,
finally,
oh my goodness,
back with clothes.
Yeah, he finally has his cool trademark trench coat that I say trademark, but he honestly has not worn it in the entire season.
After he lost that arm.
Yeah.
Or half his body.
Oh, speaking of losing an arm, they save the huge buff girl.
Yeah.
But she hasn't really awoken, so she's not really. We don't know what's gonna happen with her. And
then we also was with the.
We meet up with Olivier too. Yeah. We find out that Rosa put a patch on his jacket, and
that was it.
We were getting a little thing on for next season, right?
I guess so. Like they're gonna attack the bureau, like the main thing itself.
The one thing,
your favorite tower.
The big thing, I guess the big takeaway of this.
That ugly building.
Yeah, other than the fact that 7 is straight up dead now, is the fact that Pepper did promise that, hey, if you beat us, then I'll give you the information of what happened with your hands.
Yeah.
And apparently he's stuck in the Guriru building, so he's not dead.
Yeah, he's around.
He's still around, but yeah.
I don't know, man. That weak ending, honestly.
Weak ending, but. This is the last episode of the anime
for this season, second season.
So we gotta give it a rating.
Go.
All right, so I mean, it's No Gun's Life. The show as a whole is really cool. I really love the concept of this mechanized world. It's kind of like a Ghost in the Shell kind of vibe, but more noir. I really like Juzo, and I feel like my feeling for Juzo hasn't changed. I still feel like he's badass. I still feel like he's really cool, and I feel like Juzo kind of got more of the spotlight in this season, at least, than he did in the first season.
If anything, this season was just the backstory.
Yeah, that's my main issue is that this season is more backstory than anything.
I have a feeling maybe next season will be like. It'll be a change, you know?
Yeah.
We'll finally fight, like, the main
we already
people.
know his history. We know...
Everyone else's history.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping for that. Like, my hope is that this anime is, like, I'm hoping that this anime right now is kind of like where Attack on Titan Season 2 was. Where Season 2 was kind of like a low point, and, like, there wasn't really much going on with Season 2 for that one. But, like, hopefully by Season 3 it picks up, you know?
But
yeah.
Anyway. But so rating wise, I give this a 6 out of 10. I feel like
you nice.
No, because like what we got, it was still pretty entertaining. Like even though there was a lot of again fluff and backstories and stuff like that, like stuff that does give like more context to kind of like what was going on. But I feel like in half the episode's time with no backstory, we would have still been able to get the same amount of content that we got. Like you could have been able to cram it in 6 episodes, you'd be fine. So 6 for me.
You kind of hit the nail in the coffin with this. Compared to first season and to this season, I think second season, a lot of info dump, I like to say.
Yeah.
A lot of backstories between Juzo and our main characters, Tetsuro, Mary.
Yeah.
And where they stand on this world that they live in. But there was sometimes I was bored out of my mind. There was times where I'm like, when does the story go on? When can we stop getting backstory and continue with the story? And there's even a moment we have an episode where it's just a gag where like this guy could see through clothes and stuff.
Yeah, it was really a filler episode, if anything.
Yeah, so it was fun, but it was not necessary. To me, I think the second season was weak. Info dump and all that. I give it a 4.5.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, because last season I gave it a 5. It was pretty average. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
This one I was like, it kind of let me down, man. It kind of let me down. I still think Juzo's badass with his design and stuff, but other than him, I mean, he's holding a lot of on his weight.
Yeah.
On his back. So that's what I put.
What about you, David?
To me, I guess we got more development on character wise. Like, you start caring about more characters on this one.
Mary got a big,
no, I think the beginning part of the season started off well.
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, because you get Mary's little arc. That one was fine.
Yeah, the Victor fights were also like really cool.
Those were cool too. The whole, when he lost his arm, he kind of felt down after that.
Yeah.
All that was awesome, but like later on it started just going to more story. I'm like, damn, don't hit me with this. And then we got flashbacks, and then I was like, don't give me that either.
Yeah,
and
like, a good amount of
flashbacks from the first season, and I was like, I don't need those. I already saw it.
They were kind of like anyway, go continue.
Yeah, so I think leading up to the mid time of the show, that's when it started slowing down, and I'm like, we're not getting anywhere. I get it, we're getting some story with Juzo, but like some of these were kind of repeatedly like telling you like, hey, Juzo's he had a bad story and stuff like that with his the war and the hen guy, whatever his name was. Like we got it like 2 or 3 times, and I was like,
Tetsuro being in his mind.
Oh yeah, Tetsuro. I kind of got bugged by him.
We got a lot of dilemma of Tetsuro.
Yeah,
and him being.
Oddly enough, it was all crammed in the second half of the season. Yeah, he was barely in the first half.
Yeah, the second.
The old guy.
Oh jeez, you won't remember that monster?
Yeah. No, I was trying to block out. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, the show itself was just okay, the same way as the rest of the season's been going well. I think I had only 2 good shows so far, but this one is just another meh. Another meh.
What's your rating then?
My rating, a 5.5.
All right, so you're closer to me than you are of.
Yeah, I guess I was rougher.
Nah, I mean, the show's not that horrible. It's not horrible.
No, it's not.
Not to say it's horrible. It's just a lot of too much story. Too much
exposition. It's an info dump.
Yeah, info dump. Yeah, there was like throughout all these podcasts, when you guys talked about this show, I was like, damn.
We literally had to take a different approach with how to talk about this anime, because it's just literally info dump.
Yeah.
I was even getting bored of talking about it.
Yeah. And it was just this show in general, and hopefully next season, if there is a third season, hopefully they get off the exposition and all that stuff.
That was kind of like my problem with it, because this is second season. Like, this is where
the first season had exposition with fights and stuff like that. That was cool. They had a even amount of stuff, and now this one was just pushing.
Like, there was no action, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's what I kind of miss, like the action. Like, I don't mind backstory.
Give me some more investigating moves and like stuff like that early in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, true, very true.
We needed more investigating stuff like that, and we just had a strict stop after that, and just wanting to know like, Tetsuro and Juzo's story, and then a little bit of other stuff.
The Specnauts gang. And, Piper and Sevens. I don't know. Well,
anyway. That's our thoughts on season 2. So unlike the other, like, I guess, low ranking shows, I guess for me, I'm excited to see kind of like where season 3 is gonna go, if and when that gets announced. So, well, what about you, Omar? Are you thinking of? Like,
I don't know, 3? Bro. I mean, with the first season, it gave me confidence to see the second season, because I got a second season. Hopefully that amp up the action, the story and stuff, but after seeing this, I might drop it, man. I won't see a third season.
That's fair.
No point for me. I love Juzo's design, but that's not enough for me to keep watching the show.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and on to the next animes. This one did not end.
Wait. Unless you guys want us to watch it.
Oh, yes. If you guys demand, whenever it comes out, third season of No Guns No Life, we'll watch it. And on to the next anime, Re:Zero, season 2, episode 12.
This one's also not ending like with God of High School. This one has one episode left, so
yes.
no review.
Episode 13.
No review, but man, what an episode this was. Well, obviously, we got the reset on Subaru.
Yeah, this time we had the reset, but this time it doesn't take place in the reset. It was more like in the sanctuary.
Yeah,
trial.
There was, of course, like the obligatory. Okay, we gotta have Subaru have tea with the gang and everything.
Yeah. But they fast forward.
But at this point, this is all just you
No,
already know what this.
Here
is
you go.
Yeah, here
Have
you go.
this.
Yeah,
It's literally like 10 seconds of this, and then go straight to the actual part where
the actual meat and potatoes, bro.
Subaru wants to investigate as to why Emilia turned out the way she did, with that overexposure of like the trial area. So he goes into the trial area, and I actually really really like this. What happened?
Oh, me too.
He goes unconscious, and there's a voice that says, it's like you still have the unfinished business or whatever.
Yeah.
And it cuts to literally his lives.
So it was pretty much the trial itself, right?
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
The trial itself.
Yeah, at first I thought it was just like, hey, look, bam, get his pass.
Honestly, yeah, the fact that you get to see like kind of all the other deaths that he had, and the impact that it led to after his death, and what the other characters were like, kind of how they were reacting to it.
I love this. I loved every minute we were at this moment, because I always wanted to know, what did they do with Subaru's body, or does it stay there, or does everyone forget about Subaru in that timeline? And I love how they dressed that itself. It was like, what the hell? Why did Subaru just stab himself?
Yeah.
Like, did he give up hope? Like, and they kind of tell you how that world plays out.
Oh, it was kind of sad too, because on one of them, Emilia literally says, "I love her. I love him. Why did he kill himself?" I was like, "Damn."
But we get to see it though. It's like, that's my thing. I was like, "Ah, shit," and that's what Subaru's going through in this trial. It's so much
It was too much for him.
It was too much, because how many times has he died throughout the whole show?
Yeah, so we're getting like season 1 season.
Yeah,
like
we were going
first
through a time.
episode.
The one that I was really interested in was seeing kind of, because there was an episode where like
who's the night dude with the red hair?
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt.
He was the dude that helped out Subaru when they fought Elsa for the first time.
I remember.
That's what's great about this scene, bro, because they show characters that you have not seen for a while.
This is unlike No Guns Life 2, this one actually has like context behind like why they show these scenes when they do.
And I love how you bring up him, because you see how powerful he is when when
he was fighting Puck.
Yeah.
He literally obliterates Puck.
Yeah, literally saves the world.
Like, in a way, like, even though like Rem, Emilia, and Subaru die in that timeline, he literally saves the world.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. And you're like, and then, obviously Subaru's seen all this.
Because I wondered about that too, because I remember when he died, and you see Puck just there.
Yeah.
And like you see his head like roll over.
But it's crazy, because when finally that happens, everything just passes by. That's when the witch appears. Yes. But we didn't know it was a witch.
Ram.
Ram
shows up. And Rem's, we have who was Ram? Besides that,
Ram who?
Exactly. But obviously, it's been so long since we see Ram. She basically pours her heart out to Subaru, and just I guess this is what he wants to hear. So she's spanning all this nonsense.
Yeah, so I guess his emotions finally pop in again.
Yeah.
Because before he didn't have no effects on like death or like death on people and stuff.
None of that ever mattered.
But finally, it came out to him again, where he started bawling out and stuff.
And so obviously Rem's there to take care of him, and then she goes for the kiss, right? And excuse me, Subaru's caught onto something. That's not my Rem. My Rem would never do this. She will push me to my limits. who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got pissed.
I thought it was a trial. I thought it was like the ghost of the trial itself that was trying to kill him. But
he was mad.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be, bro. That's bae.
Yeah, and it turns out it was actually the Witch of Lust.
But she didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It literally just comes forth to that person that they like.
Because apparently, to the Witch of Lust, she said that Echidna said it was gonna be all easy peasy. Just go up to Subaru and just make out with him or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's when Echidna.
No, he got the.
Yeah.
He gets a little his heart pain, just passes out, and then he appears.
Yeah.
Of course, in the witch realm.
Yeah, witch realm.
Or sanctuary.
The tea party. The witch's tea party.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's when we see Echidna again. Because obviously, when you do the trials, when you pass them, you get to see her again. And this one was different. This one was a lot of interesting development with Echidna.
You get introduced to the final members of the witches of the witches of the seven deadly sins.
Yeah.
You see Sloth finally, Sekhmet.
Yes.
You see the one for lust, and then we also get, of course, reintroduced to Wrath.
But prior to that, Subaru and Echidna are like, hey, join my a contract with me, and I'll help you do everything.
And at first, Echidna gets super excited. She can't hold herself. She's like, really?
The excitement was just hitting her.
Yeah.
And with stories of making contracts with witches, it's always a bad deal. But Subaru not.
He was getting close to it, but that's when the seven appear.
Yeah, the other sins pop out, and they tell don't do it. She's not telling you the bad parts of this contract. Like, don't listen to her and stuff. And everyone shows up. They're all in for the juice, bro.
They were trying to get into it. They're like, hey, choose me.
Yeah.
No, choose her. No, choose. It was going all over the place, and then of course, Echidna throws out her big speech. The reason why?
And that's when we get to see why she's called the Witch of Greed, because she wants everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You want everything from me. I want everything from you.
Yeah.
Anything you try first, I want a taste of that. Anything you love, I want a
That's
piece
what was
of that.
really weird for the longest time, because she was known as the Witch of Envy, but
Greed.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Greed. But why?
Yeah, exactly.
She was pushing it. She
anything,
was having that crazy look and stuff.
And there's a moment in the anime where she has a big smile, but it's like a big grin, and that's when you see really Echidna's true colors.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and the thing that ticked off Subaru was mainly because the fact that she pretty much birthed Beatrice.
Yes.
And she did not care for Beatrice much at all.
Nope.
From Subaru's interpretation of kind of like what her
It's like a mother not caring for her child.
Yeah,
pretty
really,
much.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's what upset. That's what got him
upset.
upset.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know, what do you mean by that? She did that on her own. She didn't need to just stay holed up into the library or whatever. If she wished for death or whatever, that's on her. I have no responsibility for that. So that definitely changed Subaru's mind and was just straight up, nope, I have no interest in taking this. Yeah, I don't care about this contract at all.
And that's when the world goes dark.
It goes dark, and
I thought it was Echidna. But
at first I thought so too. Yeah, I thought it was Echidna as well. But turns out Satella, the Witch of Envy, shows up, and that's where the episode ends.
Yes,
pretty much.
Very intense. Very much interesting points of Subaru's revisiting his deaths.
We'll see what happens next.
We'll see what happens. We have one more episode, not until the season itself particularly ends, but this is basically going to be the halfway point of
part 1,
season 2. This is end of part 1 of season 2, and then we're going to be getting part 2 of season 2 next
by the beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year, hopefully. Cross your fingers. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed.
All right. And on to the last animes we got is Fire Force.
Yay.
Second season, episode 13. This is not ending.
Continuing.
It's continuing on to the next season. So
no review for this one yet.
Yes. And what we thought we were going to an awesome fight between Joker and the first captain, they ended up being bros, man.
Yeah,
they were cool with it.
Yep. And we get
nah, we're not fighting.
Yeah, we get a crucial piece of backstory.
Little story, yeah.
of how because we of course got backstory on Joker last episode, but we didn't get like why he lost the eye.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we finally get to see that.
We kind of get a little story of the captain too.
Yeah, well, because he was also involved in how he lost his eye.
Yeah, exactly.
And they both lost their eyes during the same exact event, which I found kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that happen with the two characters that happen to have eye patches.
So they both see eye to eye, you know.
Yeah, it's literally like one pair of two eyes is what it's called. Yeah.
But so obviously they've been through the same struggles, and you know they've known each other for so long. They know that this whole religion, the Holy Sun, is full of crap.
Yeah.
This is all.
Yeah, thankfully they're all three of them, Benimaru, the first captain.
Benimaru just didn't care. He
wanted to fight, bro.
He just wanted to fight.
Benimaru's not part of any of these backstories or anything like that, but he was like, I don't care. I don't give a damn.
Give me a fight. Give me a fight.
Give me a fight.
I'm at you for a fight.
Yeah. But, unfortunately, we don't get to see any more fighting at this point, because at that point, the first captain basically said, hey, so technically speaking, the only person that's killed is the captain.
Yeah.
Everybody else has like minor injuries or whatever, so I could be able to kind of pull some strings and clean it up. Damn. We'll be able to take care of you. You guys don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, man. He's been underground for so long.
And then finally we get to see Shinra and like the other members of the
I like
squad.
Before we continue that, the whole that losing eye, they got it from a random demon, right?
A random demon infernal, that basically gave them the sight.
Yeah, that connected them to the Adalo link.
The Adalo link, that was really important because then he asked like, hey, where did you leave that piece? Because remember he hold the Adalo link part, like a rock.
Because the god thing shot at Joker, and it was kind of like a rock, and he held onto it, and they both thought it was a hallucination, but Joker ends up being like, nah, it was real. Look at this, and the thing.
The first captain kept it, right? Or
the first captain kept it. It's still on fire.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So continue.
Yeah, so the first, so the 8th captain of the 8th squad basically finally gets to have a little bit of like, screen time and stuff.
And we're getting back to them again,
Yeah.
And we also get general.
We also get to see Vulcan and
his girlfriend,
Lisa, we get to see his girlfriend also, like, be recovering everything, with the shorter hair and everything.
That was nice to see.
Yeah.
She thinks she's still bad.
Yeah.
She still thinks she's bad.
I feel like she's a tsundere.
Yeah, I mean, she's basically like 80%. I'd say like a good solid 80%, like, back to where she was before.
Yeah.
But she still has those constant
PTSD basically
because of
from the
Giovanni, doctor. Yes. Yeah. So again, show him that image.
Here's the image. Let it burn into your mind.
That was scary, man. That caught me off surprise.
That was scary.
That is super scary.
Oh damn.
But
and then we find out more regarding the actual history of the Holy Sun Temple, and it's all basically tied to 250 years ago with what happened with the first great cataclysm, the fact that it's regarding one of
they also got like ties to like what's happening in a bit, because they're not fully into
the founder's wife apparently is like a huge crucial role and such.
Yeah. Like she held a diary that Joker has now.
Yeah.
So they have somewhat the group has somewhat something, but going over this, we have a guy that's not here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who is that guy?
Victor Licht. Because we pretty much already knew even from season 1 that Victor is not pretty much all there when it came to the squad.
I feel like he's somewhat in a bad guy.
Well, he's in a bad position because of the fact that he was in actuality he's a spy sent from like an evil organization basically.
Yeah, that's linked to the church and
the church, and of course they're all linked to the church and like the white clad, but more importantly, they've pretty much mentioned that like, okay, once we get our hands on Shinra and everybody, we can get off Victor. We don't need him anymore.
Yeah, so they wanted to tell Victor bring Shinra. After that, Vic left, I guess, to go pick him up.
After
and
that,
then,
that was it. After
no, then they're like, we're just gonna kill
Yeah.
They're just gonna straight out kill Shinra.
We're just gonna kill him and turn it into an accident. Yeah. And that was the end of the episode 13.
Yeah. Not what we expected, but good.
It was a nice slowdown because like we did get like a good amount. We did get like a good healthy dose of like action and stuff from the past 2 episodes.
Yes.
But yeah, this one was more. This one was more development and
we got some development with Joker and stuff now.
Yeah.
Now we understand him now.
We understand him now, and we understand where he comes from, and he's not a bad guy.
No,
he's a legit anti-hero.
Yes, he is the anti-hero.
I've
been crying for.
Yeah.
Compared to the other girl.
Yeah, that shows up for a bit.
Yeah, it shows up for a little tiny bit.
Great outfit, by the way. I want to mention that.
Yeah.
Time for news.
And yeah, now we move on to our news.
News.
Wrap things up.
The JC
Staff has announced that they're going to be adapting Hiromashima's latest manga, Eden Zero,
and also a video game.
Yeah, they also have a video game tie-in because of course they do. They pretty much know at this point that with Fairy Tail's immense popularity and stuff that Eden Zero is going to be a shoo-in.
Even the manga itself was really.
Yeah, and the manga is also like. It's also popular and it's also well received. So
yeah,
looking forward to that whenever that comes out.
Yeah, because me and Omar, we ended when we went to Japan itself. We saw a lot of
Eden Zero. Yeah.
Eden Zero. There was a lot of
promotion
for it.
Yeah, it was the biggest thing.
I read the first the first book, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like
the character. The 2 characters in general, It's a good introduction. Similarities, I see them.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, but the characters themselves feel different in a way. To me,
I'm gonna take your word for that.
Hey man, yeah.
But like coming from a guy that knows nothing about Eden Zero,
but he knows Fairy Tail.
I know Fairy Tail, and that looks exactly like Happy.
Of course, no, it is Happy.
His name is Happy.
His name
He's a
is
robot
Happy.
though.
Yeah, okay.
He's a robot.
But it's interesting that the same director that made Fairy Tail is coming back as well to do Eden Zero. Shinji Ishihara.
Yeah, Shinji Ishihara. Yeah.
It's gonna direct it. So if you miss your Fairy Tail,
want your Fairy Tail fixed? There you go.
Yep. And
on to the next piece of news. We're gonna get a new Netflix Capcom movie, Resident Evil.
Yes.
Infinite Darkness.
Love the title.
Yeah,
so edgy.
I know this
comes from the Edge guy,
right? Yeah, this one's gonna feature Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy, of course, from Resident Evil 2 fame.
Yes.
So yeah, this is gonna be pretty cool.
To me, in general, I enjoy the CGI Resident Evil films. They're fun. They're enjoyable. Is this
one confirmed gonna be a sequel to Outbreak? Like
no. I feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be its own thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I enjoyed the last movie they did, because Chris and Leon just gun-fooing these zombies.
Yeah.
We get Rebecca came back, and I was excited. I was like, wow, this is the first time we get an actual story with Rebecca, because Rebecca only came out on Zero.
Yeah, she was
Resident Evil Zero, and that's it. And I was like, what happened to her in general? And this is where she gets introduced and stuff, and you get all her stuff. And then this one, I guess we get Claire and Leon again.
Yeah,
because Leon's too cool for school, bro.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, he looks like we saw the trailer, teaser trailer.
Yeah,
and it showed Claire like her regular outfit kind of thing, red jacket kind of thing,
signature red jacket, yeah.
But just modernized better.
Yeah,
and then Leon looking like a detective or FBI agent with that outfit too.
Yeah,
undercover or something. We don't know that guy that was on the floor, but who knows who he is. But I'm looking forward to it. The animation and that looks great.
Yeah, it looks solid. Coming out next year, 2021.
2021. Yeah.
On Netflix.
On Netflix, because Netflix owns all the CGI.
Yep. And then
yes.
I'll take this one. I'll take this one for you.
You okay?
Yeah. The next news Robbie's looking forward to it the most. Lupin the Third.
Me too, man.
The
first.
The first. And it's getting an English dub trailer.
Yes.
It's getting an English dub, and we got a trailer for it, as well as a Japanese dub with an English sub trailer for it. And man, this movie should have already came out. It just sucks that like with all the delays and stuff going on with
the whole thing.
Yeah, it's it is what it is.
Hey,
but
you're still getting it.
We're still getting it, and hey, it'll give me an excuse to like rewatch the movie again, in English and then Japanese and all that stuff. So.
Hopefully to see the film itself, but I'm excited for this for being my first one. Yeah. But the thing that got to me is the CGI on this is so amazing. It's like Pixar kind of quality, you know? I never expect this from like anime wise, other than I guess a trailer for what was it? Dragon's Quest. Dragon Quest.
Thankfully, that was also done by the same studio too. So that's this studio can definitely it definitely hits this out of the ballpark, as it comes to their talent in CG and animation and stuff. So I'm hoping more and more studios kind of like look at this style and like they kind of improve their technique and stuff and actually like give us something super fun out of it.
Because it felt so smooth, the movement and everything, like the characters, even to a point where it looks cartoonish. Because I seen like clips of the show itself, and it has
Lupin's very cartoony,
and they show it within the trailer itself, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Hey man, Lupin.
Well, when it comes to Lupin and stuff, like they tackled multiple styles and stuff. One that Omar saw recently, which was the Goemon OVA.
Yeah.
That one is just really dark. Brutal and really dark, but like the action scenes are really good.
Awesome.
But as a whole, like when it comes to like fun action adventure and stuff like that, Lupin also gets that down really, really well, and that's definitely the style that this anime in particular is definitely going for.
Yeah, it's more of a fun feeling and like seeing the world
very much like the Castle of Cagliostro, which of course Miyazaki's first anime movie that he directed.
And then I guess from the trailer itself, Robbie says that the villain and a new girl are introduced in this film that are not.
If you watch Lupin and stuff, and if you're familiar with how Lupin movies and stuff works, this shouldn't be any surprise to you guys, because again, when it comes to the core 5 characters that are introduced to anything given Lupin, you're always gonna have you're gonna have Lupin, you're gonna have Fujiko, Zenigata, Goemon, and Jikan. So those are the
Jikan, dude.
Yeah, no, Jikan's cool.
Lupin!
No, that's Zenigata.
My bad.
That's Zenigata.
That guy.
Anyway, so super looking forward to that. And then next bit of news we're gonna be talking about, again, moving to games.
Yes.
Is Lab Zero is a lot of former employees from Lab Zeros are left and have formed their own studio called Future Club.
Yes.
And I'm glad that a lot of them are sticking together, that they're forming their own studio and everything, and they're going to be designing their own games. I'm really excited to see kind of like what's going to come out of it. Unfortunately, Alex Ahad is not a part of this. He's doing his own endeavors, and of course, without going too deep into controversy, Mike Z basically still has the stronghold that is Lab Zero.
Yeah.
But everybody else is in Future Club, so I am super looking forward to seeing kind of what they're going to be producing. Omar, do you have anything?
Yeah. I mean, it's very sad to hear the whole Lab Zero controversy and the whole drama behind it. It sucks to hear that they left and Mike Z and all that stuff. But
I want to know what's going to be the future for
Lab Zero.
The 2 games, Skullgirls and Indivisible in general, because Indivisible is not done yet. We still haven't got the DLC characters yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I feel like that's just.
And Skullgirls 2 is also having like upcoming DLC as well.
Yeah, we talked about that too, and.
Yeah. So
but
I don't know.
I look forward to seeing what Future Club has on hold for the audience. Mm-hmm. Hopefully,
to me, hopefully there's a beginning company, start off. But, we got to give them their, good luck. No, they're good luck, man, because they need it.
Yeah. So, hopefully, something shows up. Not soon, but, within a year or two.
Yeah.
They come up with something great. Because there's a lot of great talent in that staff.
Yes, so it shows through their years of the game.
Yeah,
almost
definitely. And on to the next gaming news. We have a game called Mad Father, which is a horror game that was in 2012. Getting a remake for this fall
for Switch and PC.
Yes, it's a classic.
It's a good horror RPG game in general. It was fun, but I guess for me to revisit it is more better because I never played the game. I saw the game. I saw what do you call those games? When you're watching the game and someone play the game. I saw someone a let's play. So I saw a let's play of this game and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed the story and all. But now that it's getting a remake,
now you want your hands on it.
Now I want my hands on it.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna be something new to me. I know it's not a completely remake, but looking forward to the game.
Yeah, and I have no much to say about Mad Father. It looks interesting. I'm not into that horror genre, but it looked nice for what it was. And then
what did you think about it, Mad Father?
I don't.
From the trailer.
From the trailer, it looks pretty cool. It seems it really reminds me a lot like Corpse Party. Like again, like it's it looks like Corpse Party has kind of like that whole pixel art kind of style where it's like you play as a character that doesn't necessarily have like their own like skill set or whatever, but it's very much dungeony. You have like items and stuff that you have to kind of like put together into like puzzles and stuff. It has a lot of endings.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm expecting out of Mad Father. I don't know too much about the original, but hey, the original is available. It's on Steam for $2.49 right now. If you want to buy it,
very cheap.
Test that out. And yeah, I don't know. I'll check out the remake.
And on to the next game.
On to the next game.
We have a very cool game called Mighty Goose.
I'm excited for this one.
Yes.
Mighty Goose is a. It really reminds me. Okay, so gameplay wise, it reminds me a lot like Mega Man and Metal Slug, but you play as a goose. He's like a commando or whatever, and
he looks cool, man.
Yeah.
To me,
he looks really cool. I'm gonna be super excited for it when it comes out, but. We have some skeptics here. Some people aren't super hyped about it.
Okay. The gameplay is cool, right? It's awesome. I dig it. It's right up my alley. Metal Slug and Mega Man. Combining sesh to match in heaven. I just have a problem with the goose. I feel like it's just a joke. Like it's the joke of the game, and I don't know.
He's a mighty goose.
Like I kind of wanted him to be a badass, right? I wanted him to at least make him like a human dog goose or something.
A human goose.
Give him a leather jacket with the logo on the back.
Never.
Smoking a cigarette. That's kind of my aspect of it. But it's I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. The gameplay did captivate me. It's just the character. I just wish it was different. But it's not to take the gameplay away from it. It looks great. And yeah.
No, the game is good. The gameplay is awesome. I enjoy it. The funny thing is about the goose. He's chubby and big. And it's funny. That's the whole joke of it. But I like the whole gameplay of it. It looks entertaining. Reminds me of Metal Slug a lot to me. So that was cool. The gunfire with his little blaster was cool too. So that's entertaining. All right, for the next one.
To the last game news.
Rabbi, I know you're looking forward to this one.
Yeah. NieR Replicant.
Yes.
So this game is I wouldn't say it's like okay, so it's the original NieR basically, but it's a different version of NieR called NieR Replicant, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a remake of a different version of the original NieR that we didn't get in America, and you play. It sounds kind of complicated.
Because it is.
But it isn't. In the original game, you play as a father who's trying to find a cure for his daughter that has a disease, and you try and do what you can as a dad to help save your daughter. In this game, it's basically the same plot, but you play as a brother trying to save his younger sister from said disease, and the scenarios play similarly, but at the same time it doesn't, because you play as a younger version of the same character.
Yeah.
I never really looked too deep into like how they're both related, because again we never got this version in America.
So this will help you, I guess.
So this will help kind of contextualize kind of like what the similarities are between the two. It's a full-on remake, of course, like we said before. It's coming on PS4, Steam, and all that good stuff. And I'm looking forward to it. Like the combat and stuff is unfortunately not developed by Platinum, but it's developed. But I don't think they really mentioned like what the developers and stuff.
Toy Lock.
Yeah, it's basically it's not Platinum. So the combat and stuff is definitely gonna be more similar to the original. And I know a lot of people, like, you know, some people have problems with the combat in the original, but I think it still works. It's still action based. It's still like it still has some combos and stuff, but it's not as deeply integral to the gameplay as Automata was. But I'm looking forward to it though.
What is the app version of it? Did you see the app version of this game? Well, not this game, but like an app game they're making too.
No, I haven't checked out the app version of it. Yeah.
The app NieR game, or I don't know. We'll see. Try to get a little bit of news on that just later on.
Yeah, and for me, I have no idea of this game. It has an interesting title.
The only thing that we got was me and Omar only played NieR Automata. Yeah, that's the only game we played.
Yeah, so coming from the success of that game, that would be, you know, I guess follow up maybe, or just like, you know, the remake of it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. We're looking forward to seeing more gameplay of it, and we'll see from there. And that's gonna wrap up the podcast today. And of course, you know.
Yep. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you guys like our stuff.
And share everything we cool.
Yep. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.